Welcome everyone to another episode of Talk That Stick. And today we got the whole crew out. We've got myself, we've got CJ, we've got Jared, and making his first appearance on Talk That Stick is Paul. Paul's a beauty. Why don't you give everyone a little bit of thoughts about yourself?
Thanks, boys. I don't know. I've followed you guys, worked with you guys, and I thought you needed somebody who actually knew what the hell they were talking about on this pod. So,
Oh,
This guy. Little sidebar here, boys. Paul is a beer league goat, guys. So let's just put that out there, guys. He doesn't want to flex a little bit, but his stats, boys, are elite. All right. He's the Kachuk of beer league.
preach, preach.
all right, boys. So last time that we had
You're
an
such a
episode,
bad human being. You're not a good person.
oh boy. So last time we had an episode, it was CJ and myself. We were doing some standings predictions and award predictions. And when we were talking about the Hart, the guy that I thought that was going to win the Hart this year was Jack Hughes. Evidently, that is not happening this year. So let's launch into who do you guys think are some front runners for the Hart this year? I know CJ, you've got an absolute hard on for McKinnon right now.
Buddy, McKinnon's if you guys go check out my latest video, dude. My latest video on TikTok, I'm gonna self promote here, boys.
100% do
Okay?
it.
Yeah, dude. 5-on-5 stats. McKinnon is leading over McDavid only by a couple points. I believe I couldn't get the numbers right now, but I think it's like 135 to 129. Still higher, boys. Still higher. Okay. And then he's also first for 5-on-5 points, second in 5-on-5 goals. His defensive stats are impeccable, dude.
Yeah.
This man, he's a center. Obviously, you don't expect this guy to be like rough and tough, but Nate Dogg, he's that. He is literally the definition of rough and tough this He's season. got that dog in him. Yeah, For he sure. does. Dude,
I
he's
expect
got
that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, right, bro? This guy's got 42 blocks on the season compared to McDavid. I know that's not a huge stat for you guys, but to me, dude, if this guy's willing to throw his body and go down and score the puck like a piss missile, I'm sorry, dude. I'm taking him over McDavid all day. I think McKinnon right now is the best player in the league. Hot take or not, I think this is his year, and yeah, McKinnon's definitely winning it this year. Sorry, no one else. You can't talk to me about anybody else. You could say Kucherov, but I'm gonna go with McKinnon here.
The thing about Kucherov is that, yes, he's having an unreal season, but usually with the Hart, your team also has to do fairly well. Tampa Bay, they're kind of just mid right now.
They're
And
coasting.
so, yeah, if Tampa Bay was like first in their division and Kucherov was having the year that he was having, yeah, I can see a big argument for him winning the Hart. Just like Pasta didn't really give McDavid a run for his money, but he was in the conversation last year of maybe getting some more votes than he did. I know he only got one, but that's because the Bruins had a heck of a year with him also having a heck of a year. So with Kucherov,
Greatest NHL season ever, basically.
oh,
Like,
dude,
insane.
it's insane. But yeah,
Annoying.
with Kucherov, I don't think he quite has that year compared to McKinnon for sure.
No,
Yeah, but sorry, boys. But yeah, like if we're using that as a token, I agree. I agree. My pick is also McKinnon, but to play devil's advocate, Edmonton was hot trash in the beginning of the year. Their goaltending wasn't stopping a thing. They were way out of the playoff race. They were bottoms of the league. And you got this guy throwing the whole team on his back in McDavid and bringing him up to a wild card spot. Where are they going to be by the end of the year? There's a lot of hockey to play. They will be right up there in tops of the conference and the division. This, I know we'll probably talk about it, but this 15, 16, whatever game heater they're on, I still say McKinnon, and I don't hate that Jack Hughes pick to start the year. Like that's not a bad pick, but I will listen to arguments for McDavid just because sheerly, like we're talking heart, like most valuable. Buddy, Avalanche are sick. I mean, Edmonton has sick players too, but like what he's done to bring him out of this slump. Like we've watched the Canucks do this for years, and we just collapse and then win games to pick in the top 10. But like it's terrible. But yeah,
yeah, but sorry. I think my comparison though is Yeah, you take McDavid off the team. Edmonton Oilers are probably a lottery team. More than likely, yes.
Yeah.
Would all agree on that one, right? But like other than Makar, like because you can kind of compare the same, right? Draisaitl, Makar. You take McKinnon off the team, they're probably the same thing. A lottery team.
Rantanen's filthy.
Rantanen's nice with
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna say I
It's
don't call
filthy.
him a lottery team. Rantanen's pretty good. I'm not sure the situation is with Landeskog if he's ever even gonna come back.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know what's up with him, but they still have some pretty like top tier talent on the back end and stuff. Like whereas Edmonton, Lily Strictly is like, hey Connor, here's a puck, like go win us the game.
Yeah.
Like here, man, we'll give you all the money you want. Like we'll just sit there and like cheer you on. Like Draisaitl's not a top 10 player without that guy, and I've been making this argument for years. He's not, man. Okay, hear me out. How
I
did they do when McDavid was injured this year?
I agree. I
When
agree.
he was injured for that
Yeah.
first little stint, they were trash. They won nothing. They lost to the Sharks.
Yeah.
As soon as he comes back, he starts off slow, but now they're on a 16-game heater. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the level of competition they've been facing was like pretty trash as well, so it's a little bit inflated. But like,
I know
their
they've
their
played,
schedule
I
is almost
believe.
as easy as the Canucks was for the first 30 games this season.
Oh my god.
Well,
That's a shot across the bow. But no,
no,
their
no.
competition's trash, dude. Like the Canucks went on that East Coast run against the three New York teams, like just crushing it. And
Yeah,
then, like, who's the toughest team that Edmonton's faced these 15 games?
I
Calgary.
think Matt had an interesting stat.
Yeah,
Matt,
I
you
How'd
were
that
believe.
go? How'd that go?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Calgary was looking really nice for like a month and a half, and then when we
oh,
played
here we
Edmonton,
go.
that's when our slopes went down. But anyways, we'll save that talk for another day. I don't want to
Yeah,
talk about it
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
So what I
Oh
was saying
man,
about Edmonton is I believe over their 16-game win streak, they've only played 4 or 5 playoff teams.
It was. I think it's three.
yeah,
3.
three.
Even
That's
worse.
unreal.
Yeah,
Like
Well,
I
and
not good.
I wish Vancouver was their next opponent so we could absolutely crush them,
It'd be so fun.
just like we've done 3 games already. But it's whatever. Vegas will do it to them
They got
anyways.
Man,
Vegas
this is
coming.
the first year both you guys have ever been like wishing to play Edmonton. Because
I
I know
know,
for the last 10 years, like, oh, we're playing Edmonton. This like, yo, I actually want to play them.
Yeah,
dude. For the last 5 years, every team, they're like, "Oh man, we're playing Arizona tonight, boys. It's gonna be a heater." But kudos
Bruce,
to you
there it
guys. Kudos
was.
to Canucks. I don't want to dog you guys too much because I can't really say anything because boys, like, come on, like, can't really say
Can't
much
say
here.
much either,
buddy,
but
I'm fine with it. Everybody can dog the Canucks because when we were bad, people said we were bad, and we're like, we know. In 2011, we were the most hated team in the league,
Yeah.
and I mean, who should have been the most hated team was Boston, but somehow people still hated on the Canucks over Boston. Whatever. I digress. Continue to hate us. We're used to it. We love it. We're just gonna double barrel pump you right back. It doesn't
the
matter.
Vancouver PD does not like it though. They don't love it very much.
I honestly think that it kind of fuels your team, eh? Every
100%.
time you guys get hated on so much, you
Yeah.
guys actually kind of thrive off that. I've noticed, eh?
I
We're
don't
just
want
a
to.
team like that.
Yeah. I don't want to just talk too much, but that's guys like JT Miller is that obviously not as talented, but has that dog in him. Like he has that dog in him. And a guy like Quinn Hughes, year one, comes in elite. People say, you can't defend. Year two, pumps his defensive numbers, but they're like, yeah, but you can't really score. Year after year, just keep telling Quinn what he can't do, and he's coming out and doing it. You tell Petey, like, all this stuff about Talkett calling out Petey, overblown by media, overblown by Twitter. It's not what real fans think. 100% criticize that guy because he needs it, he wants it, he'll thrive on it. Canucks are a wagon.
Bring it on.
JT Miller
Bring it
reminds me of
on.
like the new Ryan Kessler a little bit.
Oh, JT?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I
just a
agree.
better Ryan
I
Kessler a little
agree.
bit.
He's different, but like the attitude, that fu in him,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so I
No,
think for most of us here, we've got McKinnon or McDavid winning the Hart, but for the Vesna, early in the season, it was like most of the news outlets out there, it's Demko. It's like, come on, right? But recently with how well the Winnipeg Jets have been doing. And I think with Connor Hellebuck over their winning streak, he never let in more than 2 goals in a game. I think he's making a comeback to that conversation. I think it's a 2-horse race for the Vezina between Demko and Hellebuck, unless CJ, you're shaking your head if you have any other thoughts.
No, I did. I'm sorry. I think it's Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Like I think he overtook it. I don't think Demko's great season,
Mhm.
great start. After kind of being not, I wouldn't say trash, but like not up to par last year. I would say.
Oh, he was injured. He was. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let's put up some stats here. Ready? I got my stats right here.
Let's go,
So
stats guy.
yeah, exactly. So the Jets this year, Hellebuck is posting a 924, right, for save percent average, and a 220, okay, for goal against. That is insane. A
Filthy.
924 is ridiculous. Okay. Demko, they're pretty close. Like if you really think about it, but where I think obviously Hellebuck has the better average is Demko's pulling a 920 right now. And then a goal against is a 2.44. So it's very, very close. But the fact that everybody was dogging on the Jets this season to not even make playoffs. They had especially after the trade, everybody had Hellebuck even leaving the team, right? Because they're like, oh, the Jets are so bad. Now look
Hellebuck,
at them.
Shifley, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Nobody
Shifley
thought
too.
they were going to be around. Yeah.
Nobody did, and everybody's like, "Oh, sell the team. We're gonna lose this year." So just on that factor alone, like, yeah, you could put Demko just because of the season that they're having this year. But I'm sorry, Hellebuck's having a better season than he did when he won the Vesna. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, that's facts.
I
That's
think
Yeah.
the biggest thing too is like Hellebuck's having a better season than he than that year, but he's also doing it with a worse team.
yeah,
Like
100%.
you got to think, Demko's playing on a team that's very well in their own zone. Like Rick Talker's defensive system, plus they have like realistically we'll get there, but I still think like Quinn Hughes right now is the best defenseman in the NHL. It's not even really that close.
Yeah,
I still think he is. I know we'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get there. But like, who's the best defenseman that Winnipeg has? Like Josh Morrissey.
he's
Yeah.
nice. He's
He's
nice.
He's
nice. He's
nice,
But
but
nice.
he's not
yeah,
Quinn Hughes.
team D. I like Winnipeg. But like you are right. We have completely overhauled our. We haven't had a defense this good in over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. Look at some of these old Canucks rosters. They are trash. So I like I'm obviously Maddie and I like we're homers here in Vancouver, but like it's
Well,
Hellebucks, man.
well, CJ, where'd you
Yeah.
get those stats from?
The stats, I got them off. Obviously, I got them off of TSN.
Where'd you
Oh,
get the
I'm
stats?
right. Is it like I'm right dot
Pulled
com
them
or
out of
what?
the air.
Cereal
Yeah, no,
box. Back of a cereal
No,
box.
yeah,
I thought you got them off of. I
dude,
know. Well,
I
no,
got
I
it off
thought you
the
got them off of I'm right.com because you were just like all over that train of like
no,
Hellebuck, you know.
no. I'm just like flamboyant. Sorry, flabbergasted.
Flamboyant.
I'm flabbergasted
Also
that you
quite
Flabbergasted.
said
flamboyant.
I'm flabbergasted that you said Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman in the league, and it's not even close.
This
Let's
year.
put a pin in that conversation for now. I
Ah,
want to say one more thing about the goaltenders here. So, CJ, I know you pulled up save percentage and goals against average. For me, that's not really what I like to judge goalies on. For me, it is goals saved above expected because that tells you
That's a
how
good one
good a
too.
goalie is compared to his environment. Okay,
nerd.
well, that's fine. You can call me a nerd.
No, I love
I'm
it. I
I'm
love it.
not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Matt's
Let's
back
go.
on I'm
Give it
Connor
to
right.com.
Hellebuck leads that category with 22 goals saved above expected, and Demko is significantly far behind at 18 goals saved above expected. So
What
that's
Wow.
about
like
Cam Talbot?
easily Hellebuck has 2 more earned wins over Demko this season halfway through the year
Wow.
based on those
Yeah,
4 goals
I thought
difference.
that would be closer. That's interesting.
What about
exactly.
Cam
See,
Talbot?
and then I was just gonna get to that. The people that are trying, I'm so happy. I'm sorry, but everybody was riding that train of Cam Talbot for a year, for
Oh
like
my
that little bit
God,
there.
man.
You know what? He was just
Cam,
it kind of reminded me of the Hamburglar season. I always come back to that, but that's what it was reminding me of. And when people were taking him over the likes of, Jake Ottinger, Hellebuck, Demko, oh my God, I was so frustrated at that point. I don't know what you guys think about that, but what's your thoughts on Cam Talbot?
Cam
So
Talbot's garbage.
for Cam
That's what I'm
Talbot,
gonna say. Cam Talbot sucks. That guy is
his
garbage.
He's a
his goal
professional
saved.
goalie.
Go ahead.
He's a professional goalie, and they're all capable of going on runs, like you said. The Hamburglar. The difference is, Hammond was one and done.
Yeah,
Cam Talbot's been in the league for a minute, and he's been trash for an hour. but he's been in the league for a minute, you know? So,
I can
like,
think of
put some
3 teams
respect
he
on
was
the name.
absolutely terrible on, like
Okay,
so
hold
bad.
on. 5 teams in the last 5 seasons is I'm sorry, but like, what are we
It's
talking about
it's
here? Like,
it's goalies though. It's goalies, man.
yeah,
Like people win a cup with the goalie and then ditch him the next year. People
Darcy
people
Kemper,
had a boy. People look at their fourth string goalie and end up winning a cup with them and then give them
Aiden
a
Hill.
contract. There you go. Goaltending. Even goaltenders can't make sense of goaltenders, let alone us four idiots. Like
Yeah.
we're
It's
never gonna
true.
know, man.
It's
no,
true.
that's
But
totally a good point.
a note there on Cam Talbot. If you were guys were just to guess based on where Hellebuck and Demko were in goals saved above expected, if you were to throw a number out there for Cam Talbot, where do you think he's at?
32.
30th,
32 goals saved above expected?
No, like last, like
like
he's
last,
Okay.
done.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
hey, I'm gonna say 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
CJ?
I said it's in 30th.
Okay. So you hit it right on the money, Jared. He is
Oh,
32nd
God
in the
damn it!
league
I
Let's
thought you
go,
said
in
15.
goals
boys! I
saved above
told you he's
expected,
garbage.
Really?
I told you
and
he's garbage.
it's 2.5. 2.5 goals
that's
saved above expected.
that's
That's
Yeah,
like just lucky. That's not
yeah.
even good.
funny.
That's just you lucked your way into that number.
And
That's amazing.
look where LA is sitting right now. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but you think if they had like a John Gibson, let's just throw him out there because he's always a trade piece, right? John Gibson. You think LA is gonna stop a little bit more pucks with John Gibson back there?
absolutely.
Highly underrated goaltender. I think everybody underrates him nowadays, but that's literally all I have to say is John Gibson on you put them on that team. And this was the LA Kings problem going into the season. We all thought that. They're
Yeah.
like, a deep team, the center depth is unbelievable. Then you go to the goaltending and you're like, ooh.
Well,
Ooh.
that's just it. But the argument was, it's a copycat league. I'm
Mhm.
copycatting saying it's a copycat league because that's how
Yeah.
copycat it is. They're like Aiden Hill did it, so we just need team defense, and it didn't work. And also, if we're talking center depth, like on paper, absolutely, but PLD, like,
Oh,
yeah,
Disappointing.
woof, woof.
brutal.
Yeah.
Case in point, why Winnipeg's crushing it right now because the guys they got back for him, what a trade for them.
That guy's a whiner too,
Crazy.
man. I wouldn't even want that fool on my team. That guy, he could play in like anywhere. He's like, I want to go to Montreal eventually. Like, man, that guy's gonna be sitting there. He's gonna go through 15 teams by the time he's ever happy. By the time he's happy, he's gonna be garbage anyways.
No,
That
with that
guy is the
contract, he's
biggest
not going to be
whiner.
able to move, man.
Exactly.
Nobody's
That
going to
guy is
want him.
the biggest like whiner, like just I don't know. I feel like he's also like a locker room cancer, that kind of guy too. Like his team
Agreed.
could win 10-0, but man, you didn't pass me the puck on that seventh goal. Like I could have like got an extra goal or something, Like I could have got my trade
With it.
value up for when I want to leave this team next year.
You see
You
his
know?
last shift in Columbus before he was traded?
Yeah, like that
He
Yeah.
was on the
exactly. Like
ice for
exactly.
45 seconds, and I think he took one stride,
Yeah.
coasted along the bench, doing nothing like that. I don't care. If you want to get traded, go out and snipe a hat trick. That's how people are going to want to trade you. Like,
Yeah, talk to your agent. Don't take it out in the game, like during the
unreal.
game.
Yeah, poor attitude.
That
Whatever.
guy, man.
Well, and you can see it's translating already in the locker room. You see Doughty already calling out the
Oh,
rest of the team.
Yeah, yeah,
Talking
yeah.
who
about
do
the
you think he's
point.
talking about, right?
Yeah,
Like,
of course. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, exactly. I think he's definitely talking about Dubois, man.
I
And,
think it's more than just him, but he's definitely referring to him for sure.
yeah, no, I agree.
He's probably talking about Kopitar too. That guy's selfish. I'm just kidding.
No, Kopitar's a
I'm just
beauty.
kidding.
Come on.
He's
Kopitar's
so
goated.
nasty.
Kopitar's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Kopitar's like up there, man, with a lot of these older guys that are still doing stuff like Sidney Crosby, Joe Pavelski. Poor Alex Ovechkin, by the way, but these other older guys, man, they're just continuing to truck along. I
Dude,
love to
Ovechkin
see
just
it.
doesn't care no more, man. Like he's just like you ever like watch his Capitals games. He just sits there. He's like, "Hey boys, I'm gonna just sit in my zone. Ovechkin's kitchen. I'm gonna
And
cook a meal." That's
and
all
he
he
does
does. He just sits there. He doesn't even
and
care.
he
He's like,
doesn't
whatever.
have Carlson and Backstrom feeding him those perfect silky passes where he
Yeah, who
can't
do
Yeah,
just stand there.
who's he gonna rely on now? Like Oshie and like who else? Do they
100%.
like?
Lindstrom.
Oh, she's a dog though. I'd
Kuznetsov,
take
I
Oshie on
guess.
the team any day.
Oh
Any day.
yeah. Well, and then they just demoted Kuznetsov to the fourth line too. So
Yeah, like
I,
man, all that guy's good at this point is a shootout. He just sits there and takes a stride, and I turned 28 by the time he takes a shot in the shootout, and that's great.
Controllers unplugged, boys.
yeah.
It's
Exactly.
I don't care. I love that. I love that move. The more people hate it, I love it, dude. It works. It
It's so
works. It's
stupid. It
not
should be
against the
banned. It
rules.
should be banned, man.
It's not
Like
against the rules.
you should have a 10-second timer in the shootout.
Unfortunate for Alex Ovechkin. I know Paul had some kind of hot takes about Ovechkin. You want to tell me about them?
Okay, thank you. He can break the record. He is not breaking it as a Washington Capital unless they sign him for 3 more years after his contract, because it's going to take him a minute. If he's scoring at a 12 to 15 goal pace, it's going to take a few years now. We thought he would get 20, 25 at least. Maybe he's got another 40 in him. It's not happening, boys. So I think Washington, whether it's a trade or whether they let him walk, which would be insane, it's crazy. But for everything that he's done for that organization and how trash they are, like, they're not as trash as I thought they'd be, but they're not good. And I think they either keep him and tank the team. But if they tank the team for draft picks, he's going to score even less goals. Like, do you want him to chase greatness and beat Gretzky, or do you want him to retire a Capital? Because I think there's only one of those options that's going to happen. He either
And
retires a Capital and doesn't beat Gretzky, or he leaves and he can.
you
I
know what
think
I
the
think
the
there's
weird
only
best.
thing?
one of those options that does not kill the team.
Well, and you know what's weird about it is the Capitals are in that weird middle spot right now where it's like they're 6 points out from being in that second wild card spot.
Hey,
But
Matt, does that sound familiar, buddy?
Yeah, if you're 6 points out at this point, you're not making it unless you're the Oilers and have Connor McDavid. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
making up 6 points with half a season left is next to impossible for a team that's just mid.
okay, but do you see? Okay, out of the Metro, right? We got the Rangers at 63 points. Got the Hurricanes at 61. We have an outlier here. They're playing unbelievable, and I think you guys know what it is. It's obviously the Flyers. I hate to say it, but you know what? They're a good team this year. Unfortunately,
All
they're
these old style coaches, man, saving these teams. Daryl said it did a few years ago. Rick Tocchet's doing it for now for the Vancouver, and now John Tortorella is doing it for Philadelphia. These old school coaches are saving teams. They really
Yeah,
are. So he's too old, right? Rick Tocchet and John Tortorella. They're not Muppets. Like they're not Muppets like Daryl Sutter with like a nose that's 4 sizes too big for him, who can completely ruins a franchise. Don't get me started on this. Anyways, though, those coaches, they're old school guys who aren't like these little like like "Mwah, mwah, good game, guys." They're not those guys, and they've saved these franchises. Like without Rick Tocchet, the Canucks are garbage, and without John Tortorella, the Philadelphia Flyers are garbage. Bro, don't even throw that argument at me because they've had the same roster for 5 years.
no
This is
okay.
the
But
first.
my only argument is here is like, does Philly keep this up?
No,
No, they don't.
Okay, well
no,
then
they don't.
who replaces them? The Islanders. You got the Islanders, Pittsburgh, New Jersey's looking a little tough, boys. I'm sorry.
it's
Injuries
either going to
though.
be Jersey or the
It's
Islanders.
Jersey. It's
It's
Jersey.
Jersey. It's
Yeah.
got to be.
Yeah, it's Jersey. Like, they're having a tough go, but they're in the throes of becoming great. They still got pipeline of guys coming up. They still got their players. Like, how good. When Jack Hughes signed his extension, people were like, "Ooh, that's a gamble," and then promptly throws up 100 in your face. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna get better. Luke's gonna get better. Like, they got some nasty, nasty talent. They just
Hot
need a
take.
goaltender. You want to talk
Hot
about
take.
John Gibson going to a team, buddy? Give Gibson to a Jersey. Let's go. Let's
Hot
go.
take. I
Markstrom?
see Luke Hughes being better than Quinn as a defenseman by the time they're all said and done.
Okay, talk about it. Explain why.
Whoa.
Explain why.
Okay. So obviously those brothers defend very differently. Okay.
Very
But if you
different.
watch both games, like I would say Quinn's like the better skater. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I shouldn't say that. I guess they'll be better in different areas. I see
Yeah.
Luke Hughes being a much better defensive defenseman. Okay. But Quinn Hughes being the better like offensive defenseman. But if you look at the way like what they've done for their teams, like Luke makes a difference out there, like right away. I mean, I guess Quinn did too. But playing with his brother,
What are you talking
Immediately.
but playing with his brother, I just feel like there's just something different there. Like he's just gonna go farther. Also, a hot take: Quinn Hughes becomes a devil at some point in time, and they all play together.
Yeah, when he's like 36 years old.
Yeah.
I'm thinking within the next
after he
like
won a
4
cup?
years.
Like, it
He's
doesn't.
just
Within the next 4 years.
he's just throwing rumor boys out. I could see you as you were explaining why Luke Hughes will be better. You were walking it back, dude. You were
Yeah.
walking it back. You
Do you
had
see what I'm
no
trying to do
idea
here? Do
where
you see
you
what
were
I'm trying to do here?
going.
I'm trying to cause controversy.
Oh, I get that. That's
I'm
fine.
trying
I
to create
love that.
chatter. No, for some reason though, I just think Luke's gonna be a star. Like he's gonna be a star in this league. I
Oh,
think
he's going to be a stud.
they all are. Like that family
100%.
is crazy, right? Like
100%. No arguments. Luke Hughes better? I don't think
I'd
so.
have to see a
But
lot.
I think he's going to be a megastar, whereas Quinn Hughes and his brother are superstars. But still, shoot for the moon, and if you land among a megastar, I'll take that all day.
I think I'm just gonna stop. That next one that was coming was too brutal. I couldn't
Yeah.
even say it.
Dude, so
On the topic of defenders, Norris Trophy.
Let's go.
Jared just said Quinn Hughes best defenseman in the league by far. CJ went like, so CJ, who do you have for the Norris, man? I'm curious.
I'm sorry, like I'm gonna bust out the stats again here.
Gail McCora, my
I-
duck off.
No, honestly, I was gonna mess with you guys and say Noah Dobson, but that's obviously
Oh my
not.
god.
I
Oh man.
hear discussions with Noah Dobson being the third nominee for the
Yeah.
Norris.
Well,
Nice.
Mackenzie
Nice.
Weegar.
Dude, so Makar's
Dude,
played
Matt's face.
44 games. All right, so he's played 5 less games than Quinn Hughes. Of course, points aren't everything, but then if you say points aren't everything, then Erik Karlsson shouldn't have won the Norris last year.
He
Okay,
shouldn't have.
so anyways, on to the next point. So 44 games. Makar has 58 points, and he's a total of 4 points back from Quinn Hughes with less games. Less games played. I think Makar does a lot more for his team than Vancouver does, in my opinion. That's what I think. And yes, you guys, you could compare it. Like Hronik's like the Devon Taves of the team, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's been a very, 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 very crucial pickup for Vancouver, I will say.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
It's
So,
Ronick.
like I said, it's very close. But even then, like the power play goals, Makar's leading the way 5-1. Right, shorthanded goals, Makar's got 3 and Hughes has got none. Right.
He's got nothing.
Shots on goal, Makar's hitting way more shots on goal, 137 to 118. In the defensive zone, I believe don't have the stats on me right now, but I believe that Makar is performing better. Somebody please fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure I just checked.
I'm gonna fact check you with my heart. Nah, like I call the defensive zone a wash because Hughes is going to be one of those guys that you don't even notice that he just slipped the puck away from a guy. And Makar is a big boy. Like he's gonna do the things that you notice. Quinn Hughes does the sneaky, shifty things that just change stuff. Like so, the defensive thing's a wash. I think. But that's it. Everything else, like yeah, Makar's filthy.
And that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. You just explained my point for me. I'm sorry. You just said Quinn Hughes does the things that nobody notices.
Mhm.
Makar does the things that people notice. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy.
It's like nobody even notices that.
I don't want to be that guy, dude. But literally, I'm sorry, but that's how it is sometimes.
Yeah,
Erik
There's a
Karlsson,
pylon out there.
Erik Karlsson getting 100 points.
you
and-
notice 100 points.
Huh?
You notice 100 points.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
But I will say, of all the trophies, every one of the NHL's trophies, the Norris is the most reputation-based ones,
Yeah.
where they give it out to guys that had the third best defensive season, but they've been nice for 10 years, so
Yeah.
they give him one.
Yeah.
Like there's
Mark
guys
Giordano.
that have been better than PK Subban when he won the Norris,
Yeah.
but the dude deserves a Norris, and I think. I don't know. Adam Fox really deserved his, but
No.
I think this is the version of the Adam Fox Norris where it was tight, but they're like, give it to this young kid because he's an up and comer and he's going to be dancing this dance for the next 10 years. So I think they're going to pop the cherry, give it to Quinn Hughes if he keeps us up and stays healthy, and then it'll be just like a 3 to 4 horse race for the next decade.
Well, and you know what
Who
I
did
will say is, kudos to Quinn Hughes because odds makers had him at a plus 116, like 1600,
Yeah.
and Cale Makar was at a plus 175. So a lot of people did not have him even sniffing Norris this year. So that's a lot of credit to that. So
I did. If you go
Yeah,
back
you
and watch our
buddy,
predictions
you
video,
always
I
have
had Hughes winning the Norris.
And
You kept the
Jack Hughes
Canucks
winning
to win the
Hart,
cup like 3 seasons ago.
You were planning
Uh,
the parade at the beginning of the year, buddy. So
after we beat Edmonton twice, I'm like, plan the parade. Like this is it. Um,
You guys hear about the Fox Trophy?
Adam Fox, Norris.
Not Norris, like the Fox Trophy. Like they just made one this year. Okay, so the Adam Fox Trophy, like how many teams can you manipulate to like get where you want to go?
Oh,
oh,
I think this year like Dubois wins it, right?
no
Like
cutter.
he like, yeah,
Cutter
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 Gauthier. Like,
Gauthier.
yeah,
Cutter
he's got
Gauthier
it
Cutter
too.
wins that.
Gauthier wins
Yeah,
this one
right.
for sure.
That's why Adam Fox doesn't deserve a Norris because he's a little whiny little snake.
Dude, you need to get
So
over it.
Are you
Yeah, it's
okay?
okay.
Are you
Yeah,
You
okay?
didn't want
you
to go
need
to
to get
Calgary. It's
over it.
okay.
I need a hug, boys. It's okay.
Dude, think of how nasty Calgary could have been with a top
Yeah,
three.
think about how nasty we're gonna be when Kale McCarr comes home to Calgary. He's coming home eventually.
Why
I
And
does
he's like
every,
30.
I love you, buddy, but everything goes back to Calgary with this guy, eh? Like
except
we
No.
for
could be
players. Except for players.
talking, yeah.
Bang, that was good. That was good. I'll see you guys at the riots after the Stanley Cup.
Let's go, baby. I'll throw the first Molotov.
Let's go.
Dude, you know if the Canucks are making like go make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, dude, the VPD are all there every single game, dude.
Boys,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother thing. I believe that it was win or lose. It was constructed. They had emptied out vehicles there, made to set on fire. That riot was happening no matter what.
Hundred
I'm
percent.
gonna put on my tinfoil hat here. There was some nonsense going on. Not saying that it wasn't Canucks fans or anything. I'm just saying like it was premeditated. Win or lose, they were flipping cop cars over for sure.
And can you imagine if it was a Boston Canucks rematch this year? Because it could definitely could be this year.
Yeah,
My
it's like
heart
good.
couldn't handle.
I'm leaving the province for that week. I'm like, I don't even want no part of that, dude. Like
Yeah, my heart couldn't handle it.
No,
No,
that
No,
no,
dude,
that'd be too stressful.
I'd be, I couldn't watch. I would watch, and you know I would watch, but man, like that would, that's tough.
I
you'd
gotta
be
buy me a
sitting on
Boston Bruins jersey.
dude, you'd be sitting on your seat just fucking nail biting the whole time, way.
100%.
Sitting there tugging on his beer, like
Oh yeah, no. This thing, a week after would just have skunk streaks of gray, just like pulled out clumps. Yeah, it'd be. Also though, like that's sports. Like you, of course, everybody wants to win their game. Like 5-0, pound it out, easy win. But the most memorable games, the games that we care about, I know it's a nothing game against a bad team, but that Columbus game, Vancouver,
man.
Columbus,
Thought that power play for you guys though. I watched that. That was lethal,
that's what it's about. We're
lethal,
down.
man.
You think, what are we doing? We battle back. We kill a 5-minute major and then win. Like, come on,
That was a
that's
kick in by
sports.
Petty, but that's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
It's all right though. You got it was a good
it's all
comeback. It was
right.
good.
It's all right. But
Es-
that's what sports is all about. The high
yeah.
Yeah.
stakes, nervousness. The more nervous you are, the more elated you are when that puck goes in the back of the net, man. Ooh,
Especially after that Seattle BS, dude. You
Oh,
just to be buzzing after that, man, to have that comeback, oh, is something else. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That is what sports is about, dude.
100%.
Yeah, so we've touched on a lot of teams that have had really good starts to the season. Oilers, Canucks, the Jets, but two other teams that I'd like to touch on here: the Bruins and the Rangers. So CJ, when you and I did our season preview video, we both had the Bruins missing the playoffs. We're like,
Yeah.
Bergeron's gone, Krejci's gone. They brought in like some guys to help out, and yeah, they're not making the playoffs.
they
But
also lost Taylor Hall and Tyler Bertuzzi.
that
And
exactly,
Orlov,
And
yeah,
Yeah, like
like it's unreal what they've done this year, man. Unreal. Because I don't even think the most diehard Boston fan was thinking like, no, they're still going to be pushing for first place in the league. Like, of course they're not going to have a historic season, but like, bubble team maybe. But yikes.
well, and it's did you got to credit that to the tandem of Jeremy Swayman and Linus Hallmark this season. Like they are second in goals against per game with 2.6, and I was not big on Linus Allmark. I'm actually starting to become more big on Jeremy Swayman, and I think eventually they're going to have to break up the tandem. Imagine Linus Allmark to probably won't happen, but to New Jersey, like even like that, like you get a nice pickup for that. But I was wrong. Matt, we were wrong. Boston's a wagon again this season, and they probably could make it to the Cup final, but I'm starting to think that I don't know, something about Boston does not, like, I don't think they have it again. Like, I think once playoff time comes around, I don't see them, I
It's
don't see
like
them beating
they're like
Florida.
Carolina in that way. We're
Yeah,
like in past years, you're
exactly.
like Carolina's nasty, and then they
Yeah,
get in the playoffs, and you're like they're missing that thing,
yeah,
that thing that Vegas has in spades, that thing that Colorado has in spades.
yeah.
Like it's that dog. It's
And
that
isn't it
dog.
crazy? And isn't it crazy to say that, even though they have Pasternak
I
and the
know.
goaltending,
I
like,
know.
and you're still thinking they're missing something.
Well, don't forget about Marchand either. Like he's no slouch either, right?
Oh no, but Marchand has that in him.
Yeah, but he's
Like
like 5'4". Like
I know. I
you
don't.
need more than that.
I hate complimenting the guy, but he's like literally every single team in the league would take him.
Oh
100%.
yeah.
Every single team. Not even hyperbole of like, oh, every team could use a guy like that. No, literally, they would plug and play him on their top line. We would, people would destroy their top lines to have a guy like him. 40 goal scorer, pest, does it in the playoffs, does everything. He'll lick your nose.
Oh, I was gonna say he'll lick you. He'll slew foot you to death. You know.
Oh yeah, he'll slew foot you, take you down, and then lick you.
Yeah, yeah. You ain't nothing to him but a suspension. He doesn't even care.
Give you, give you a kiss on top of that while you're
Yeah,
drowning.
absolutely.
I think you also got to give the Bruins massive credit for their center depth this year because after Bergeron and Krejci were gone, you're like their first line centerman is Pavel Zacha, and then you have Charlie Coyle in the second line. That's like, I don't know about that. And then Pavel Zacha did insane until he got hurt, and now Charlie Coyle on the first line is just absolutely nuts. Like, come on,
Is it coaching?
it
I
could
mean,
be.
Montgomery's a crazy good coach though
Right?
too.
Is it coaching and leadership? Because like those guys learned from a guy like Chara, passing it down to Marchand. Like what we know of Marchand on the ice, piece of shit. But as a dude, from all accounts, I've heard nothing but great things. He's charitable, does good work with kids and stuff. Is a good human being. He's just garbage on the ice. And I think, if you were in a room with him, if you were in that locker room pulling on that god awful jersey, I think you would buy in. And between their coaching and leadership like that, there's got
Man,
to be something to it.
Well,
all
It's
I got
not it's
stuck
not the
on was
water
like
in Massachusetts, that's for sure.
all I got stuck on was like the charity work of like Marchand is going around instead of like autographing kids, he's like licks their face.
Yeah, instead of kissing babies, he's licking their
Yeah, he's just
little
lick.
licky
Yeah,
faces.
he's like, hey man, I'll lick your wife.
I think
Not like that, not
I
like
think it's
that,
fine
but
with
like
you.
not like that, not like
Dude,
he
I
just
think it
walks
comes,
and licking foreheads.
I think it comes down to experience, of course, with the
Yeah.
Bruins. They've got a lot of guys on there that have been to the playoffs. They have a lot of guys that have gone through the mud. And dude, what a good bring up the coaching. Yeah, I honestly give a lot to the coaching of the team, man. And again, I just don't have them going that far. I'm sorry, boys.
I think it's the hunger of the disappointment from last season though too that plays into it. Like that disappointment for
It's
them.
got
As
to
much
play
as
a
I
role
wanted
too.
Florida to beat them, when it happened, like you have to understand how bad they must have felt
Dude,
to put up a
Tampa,
season like that and get to have it end like that. Like they must be like riding that wave a little bit more. Like
absolutely. It's
we have
Tampa
to reminisce
losing to
that.
Columbus, right?
Yeah, and then look what Tampa did the next few years after
What
that, right?
happened after that? Yeah, that would be I never thought of that. That would be the thing that would scare me, is the little chip on the shoulder for sure. Yeah.
And speaking of a team that has a chip on their shoulder, the Toronto Maple Leafs, boys. I put out again another shameless plug for Talk That Stick on TikTok. I put out a video saying I don't think the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to make the playoffs this year. I am surprised that they are not doing as well as they should have been doing. I love the Bertuzzi pickup. I love the Domi pickup. I love everything that this team did in the offseason, and it's just not coming together for the team. Thoughts, boys?
Bro,
Everything.
I was taking a fat L in the beginning of the thing, dude. I had Toronto leading the league at the beginning of the year with all their pickups. That's all I
Revo,
gotta say about that. Paul, go on.
Ryan Reeves, like buddy, Ryan Reeves is not good at
No.
hockey. He doesn't prevent fights. He just gets jumped and then fights back or whatever. He's a better hockey player than I am. He's in the NHL, but he's not good. The Bertuzzi thing, I agree with. Whatever. Let's hearken years back. Why the hell did they ever get rid of Zach Hyman?
Oh,
Yeah,
Why
just
didn't they get?
imagine
He
him right
didn't.
now on the Steam.
Oh, that's a
He's
tough
not
one.
even signed for an insane contract. What is he at 5'5"?
yeah. Yeah, he's at 5'5" right now.
So is Bertuzzi, and Bertuzzi's picked it up. He's nice with it. I like that kid. But man, you know who they could use right about now?
Zach Hyman.
Zach Hyman.
No.
Zach Hyman had that dog too. Like I remember when they were
100%.
playing Montreal in the bubble playoffs and the COVID playoffs or whatever. And like Zach Hyman just like had that like fight in him. And then when like Michael Bunting had it for a little while, which they have neither player anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But Zach Hyman has like blown his previous numbers like out of the water. It's not even close. Like that team would be perfect for him right now.
Yeah, and they've had a rotating cast of wingers with Matthews and Marner. Like they've had Nyes up there for a bit. They've had can't remember his name. They had another rookie up there for a bit. So like
Kerfoot, they've had
yeah,
Knies. Yeah.
exactly, right? So Hyman would be that guy to make that line perfect. Like
Or,
I don't
or a
understand.
guy or a guy that you can flip around to get JT going. Or like he's
Yeah.
perfect. They're doing it in Edmonton, man. Do you need him to play with Draisaitl? Play with Draisaitl. You need him to play
Yeah.
with McDavid? You want to load them up, all three of them? Nasty.
Oh, and Hyman
Yeah.
wanted to stay, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to pay him $5.5 million. Unreal.
Hindsight's
Huge.
always 2020 with that one. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ryan Reeves. He scored last game, boys. So
He
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I
Pippin,
saw
big
that. He
body,
did.
big body. Yeah.
yeah, he did. So can't
Doug Glatt.
After being scratched for like 16 games too, and then coming out to the media saying like, "No, I'm healthy. I don't know what's going on." Like, pretty big flex. I like
You
him as
know
a
what's
human
going on,
being.
pal. You're
I
Doug
like him
Glatt.
as
You
a
can
dude.
talk better.
Yeah, like if I don't want to talk too much trash, or else he'll just pump the brakes off me. So yeah, Ryan Reeves, love you, buddy.
I don't even care, dude. That guy's garbage. I don't even
He's
care,
trash.
man.
He's trash. Yeah.
I don't even care. That guy sucks. Like, go get another tattoo, man. Leave me alone. Holy.
No, but dude, Toronto, go get another tattoo.
Yeah. No.
Have you seen that guy's sleeves, man? Like, whenever he's in like the media room, like the dressing room with the media, it was just like, oh yeah, go,
Yeah,
my
he's
sleeves.
tatted out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
garbage.
Dude, no, but
Don't hate on young black man getting money.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but he should have got concrete tattoos on his hands because he's trash. Can't move those things to save his life.
but you know what? Dude, hot take or not, Matt, I don't believe that. Toronto's making playoffs, boys.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
hot take.
yeah,
Toronto's making playoffs. They're making playoffs.
Easily. Are they going to make it far? Probably not. But
Buddy, hey, everybody, watch Talk That Sticks video about them never making it past, what is it, the second round?
They've never won three
3 rounds. They've
rounds
never run
in
3
the
rounds.
season before.
So, yeah, there you go. You guys
Yeah.
can watch that video at the link below.
yeah,
If they make it past the second round, they already won the cup. That's a cup to them. Like
I
that's
know, yeah. But like, I do think that before they just made some poor decisions with roster management. And honestly, I don't know. You have the opinion of Tree Living, but I think they should have kept Dubas because
Yeah.
he was
Buddy.
at least had a plan.
Treliving likes to spend money, bro. He loves to spend money. He just signed
On
Austin Matthews, what, 13-6? And then he spent what was it, 11-5 for Nylander?
yeah,
Yeah, man. Well, don't worry. When when Martin needs a new contract, he's gonna give him probably 14.
yeah.
He's probably gonna give him like let's say hypothetical Austin Matthews stays for the 4 years, like he resigns. Like now he's getting 30 million a season, right? Like that's what Treliving like. Treliving will like, dude. Treliving would take out a second mortgage on his house to pay these players.
I think
Like
it's all percentage. I think it's cap percentage.
Yeah.
Well, no, like, he'd make it. He'd do something though. Like, this guy loves to spend money. Like he probably has like some kind of addiction to signing players to contracts that make no sense for the team. And this is no bias with another team in Canada at all. Like I have no hatred towards him at all from what he's done to another team. I can't even say the team name because, CJ will get all weird about it. But like, I'm not gonna talk about other contracts that this guy has absolutely ruined franchises. But no,
Weirdo.
he's a he,
It
he's
did.
a great GM. He's a great guy. I'm so happy that Toronto has him and Calgary doesn't anymore. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made some poor decisions, letting guys go. But like I said, also just the pressure of Toronto alone. Everybody was dogging Dubas for a bit there, and then as
Yes.
soon as Dubas left, everybody was like, "Oh my God, what happened? Why did we let Dubas go?" It's like,
Because
dude,
you guys hated him.
you never win in Toronto.
You'll
Whoever
never
you
make anybody happy.
no, nobody's happy, dude.
Well, it's
Toronto,
also it's not. It's like half Dubas's team, half Shanahan's team.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I love about. And sorry to make everything about the Canucks, but that's what I love about Patrick Allvin, that boy Matty, is he was like Rutherford coming in was like, yeah, I'll do the job, but I'm doing the job. And for the first time in the last 10 years, the whole Benning era, you've seen Aquilini's fingerprints being like, money, 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 we got to make the playoffs. Stupid move after stupid move. And when Rutherford came in, he don't play that. It is 100% my ship. I hire my people. He hired great people, top to bottom. And I think, like, I'm not ready to talk shit about Shanahan yet because
Exactly.
it's Brendan Shanahan, boys. Like, I'm a bit older than you guys, but I watched that guy hoist cups.
Wait,
I
he
remember
played? He played for the show?
You're messing with.
troll,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a little bit.
unreal.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm in agreement with you, dude. And like I said, Toronto's probably the hardest market to play in,
oh
and
yeah,
Oh,
and to
100%.
be
The
the
most
general
toxic
man,
fans.
and to be
easy.
the general manager or like president, like, dude, that's the thing. Canadian markets suck, and I'm
Toxic.
sorry to say it. Like that's how it is. You
We
don't
are
get
4 toxic hockey fans.
you don't get that in
True.
Florida. You
No,
don't get that in San Jose. You don't get that.
Arizona.
You don't get Arizona. You kind of do get it every
Nah,
season.
man.
Yes, they
Mullet
do.
It
Arena's,
is a toxic fan base when you
buddy,
only have
Mullet Arena's a
3,000 of
good
them.
time. Mullet Arena's a good time.
No, dude, Arizona.
they're toxic. They're just quiet because there's only
Yeah,
three
dude.
K. Yeah.
So every
That's what I was getting
okay,
at. That's what I was
for the
getting at.
last 5 years, boys, everybody's like, Arizona's got to move. Arizona's got to move. You don't think that wears on you, dude? Like that's
Oh,
toxic in itself.
Buddy,
Like, come
that's
on.
you're
not.
basically
That's
you're basically talking the Atlanta Thrashers now, okay?
yeah. That's not their fans though. That's just the entire NHL. Which, yeah, that'd be tough. That'd be
Dude,
tough. If
what
you're
has that
Clayton Keller there, you're
organization
sitting there being like, man, just get us an arena, please.
Clayton Keller's like, man, I'm an all-star. I shouldn't be traveling like this.
Buddy, you want to talk about boys coming home? Let's go.
Oh,
Clayton
Ma-
Keller?
Clayton Keller, the van.
Be nasty.
Wait, Clayton
He's a
Keller's
local
from
boy.
here?
He's a
Clayton
local
Keller's from
boy, yeah.
Vancouver?
Yeah, he grew up here, didn't he? Am I dumb?
I
I
don't think
think
he
you.
did.
I don't think so. Actually, I just because again to plug talk that stick. I just did a video on Team British Columbia if they were to be
Clayton
a
Keller's
You
team.
know who I
American.
was thinking? Sorry, I was thinking Matt Barzell.
Okay, there
Okay,
you go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clayton
That's a
I
Keller. I
don't
little
think
get
he's
them
American.
confused because they're both freaking nasty.
Yeah, Clayton
yeah.
Keller's American, I believe.
Yeah, he
Yeah, that
is.
checks out. Fuck him. Sorry. I don't know
Yeah,
if I'm allowed to say
yeah,
that.
dude, do what you want. Yeah, he's born in Missouri, boys.
Yeah,
Missouri.
real.
Missouri.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Missouri. But
All right.
still, Clayton Keller
Dude, did
played.
his trailer have ice in it in the winter? Like, what happened there? Throwing that back home, he's ringing clappers off his fucking like his trailer windows.
Oh boy. All right, boys. We're gonna wrap things up here in a couple of moments. So, just like to get your quick thoughts on the All Star game. How do you think it's gonna go this weekend? Do you like them going back to having a draft? Do they need to make some big changes? Start with Paul.
They have made big changes, and I like it. I like that they're adding a $1 million prize to the skills comps and stuff. People aren't just going to be saucing it around in Florida, having a fun time on the beach, trying to dunk tank your buddies. they're going to go to the crapshoot of Toronto where it's cold as tits, and they're going to play for $1 million, sniping it out. I don't care if you're making 8 sheets a year. $1 million's $1 million, boys. That's a lot of money. And I love what they've done to it. I love the draft. I think it's awesome. I think it's hilarious. It separates guys. Like, yeah, like Hughes is a captain, right?
Yes.
Both
Yeah,
Hughes
like
brothers are.
of
Both Hughes
course,
brothers.
They're on
of
the same
course,
team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Quinn's gonna pick some Canucks guys for sure. But when those are all gone, like what if you expect him to pick the other 19 Canucks that made the All-Star game, and somebody else starts sniping Canucks because they respect Besser's game or whatever, and they're doing strategies. That's fun, man. That's fun. Seeing
Seeing teammates play each other. Yeah.
absolutely, man. We don't get to see it. You get a snippet of practice, and you're like, "Ooh, that's fun." When Dakota Joshua and Connor Garland are scrapping, nice to see these boys. Like, obviously, they're not going to be scrapping. It's still going to be.
Dakota Joshua's twice as sassy. Picks him up by his helmet. Here you go.
It's
Drops
still
him
going to
down.
be a Timbits hockey game out there. Like, it's not going to be fantastic, but I like the changes. I like the draft. I like the $1 million. The only thing I don't like are the worst jerseys I've ever seen in my life.
They're terrible.
Disgusting. Disgusting. You know what though?
They're terrible.
You know what I do love about the All Star are the
Don't say Boone Jenner.
no. Oh,
Boone
yo,
Jenner.
On the bottom,
Boone
under the
Jenner.
numbers. What are we doing? Under the
Boone Jenner is an
Yeah.
All Star, boys.
that's how
I'm
you
John's
know
sorry,
brought
kind of
too
that's
far
not
now.
what I was gonna say. But
joke.
Boone Jenner, sorry, Boone All Star Jenner is
Yeah.
on the team.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, what I do love is that Tate McRae is a celebrity captain, and her ex-boyfriend Cole Sillinger has never made All Star. She has made All Star games before him, and I love that. I love that. Like everybody give.
Hey boys, I'm 36, right? You guys are younger than me. Like, did you know who the hell Tate McRae was before she came out as no?
Yes.
Yeah,
You did?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is she good, right? She makes
Yes.
music,
She's
I
a great
Yeah,
guess.
she's
singer.
pretty
Yeah,
good. She's a
Is
great
she?
singer.
yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Boys,
I like her
I
stuff.
don't listen to the only radio I listen to is AM 650, nasty plug. Let's get it back, talk that stick on AM 650. But like I just don't I got my Spotify and she is just not on my radar at all. So I didn't know.
No,
I mean
she's great.
she's cute
Yeah,
and like yeah, I've heard some of her music now, but it all came to fruition through this and good for her, man. She's the Taylor Swift of the NHL.
100%. And I'm hoping that it does end up actually being like that because she's actually a great promotion. You know what else I'm excited for is Poppy, Matthews, and Beebs on the same team, dude. But Paul, as you say, that is a vibes,
It's vibes.
dude.
It's vibes. I'm
There's a
all about vibes and that's a vibe, man.
Yeah, you got Biebs and Jared. You're not big on Bieber being in the NHL at all,
No,
but
I think it's horrible for this league.
no, it's
No,
great.
it's great for
Financially, okay,
marketing, man.
financially, I think it's a very smart thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But for people that like for old school hockey guys, like I mean, I wouldn't really call myself an old school hockey guy. I've watched hockey forever, but I'm still fairly young, so I don't really count. But like
Humble brag.
financially, I understand it. I still think it's awful. Like just like the fact of how much pull he has. Justin Bieber designed an alternate jersey for an NHL franchise that they wear. Don't get it wrong; those
They're
jerseys
nice.
are nice.
They're
They are
nice. Yeah,
nice.
that a boy.
But
Good
when you
on
turn
you.
them inside out, I might as well take them into the washroom, right?
Okay, but
But these All-Star jerseys are terrible, and
They're
like
terrible.
he's not like it's like you gotta remember his public image for who he is too. Like he's cleaned it up a lot now, but like 5 years ago, what was this guy looking like? You know what I
Buddy,
mean?
5 years ago, what were you looking like?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
come on, Jared.
Fair enough.
Would you want that blasted on TMZ? What you were up to 5 years
Yeah,
ago?
but like I wasn't on TMZ. This guy was like spitting on like people, and
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
The
I get
the,
it.
the All Star game is for kids, Jared. It's
not anymore.
it.
Apparently, it is now because like they got Bieber like as like the well, I know that they have Bieber for Team Matthews. I think they have Tate McRae for somebody else. They have Nickelback.
No, they
for
No,
don't.
they don't have
someone.
Nickelback.
They've got Will Arnett with Connor McDavid,
Okay, yeah, that's who it was.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they've
Love
got
that.
they've
Love
got
that.
Tate McRae with Nathan McKinnon, and then they've got
Michael
Michael
Bublé.
Bublé is a solid
Okay,
guy to be with Quinn Hughes. I love that,
yeah.
honestly, dude. I love that.
Will
Who doesn't
Arnett's a
love the
good one too. I
boobs?
like him. He's cool.
Yeah, well, Michael Bublé is like a huge Vancouver fan, right? Like he
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
skipped his own concert just to go to a
See,
Canucks.
again, good image.
Part of part of
Big
part
charity
owner of the
guy.
Vancouver Giants.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Sorry,
absolutely,
what do you
brother. He's part owner of the Vancouver Giants.
Oh,
That's
actually, I
wild.
didn't know that either.
No,
That's
man,
wild.
he's a hockey fanatic. I
Mhm.
did landscaping at his house like 10 years ago.
Wow.
Did
Sick
he
property on a hill, bunch of cedars, full fenced,
did
nice
he
Yeah.
give
place.
you a bub? Did he give you a bubbly at break or what?
I didn't see him. You think I'd see him? You think he's looking at this guy, this face?
Yeah, you want a bubbly or buble or whatever they call it in the commercial? It's not
Buddy,
buble, it's bubbly.
Dude, whatever he comes out with, I'll drink it. And I mean whatever, boys.
spicy.
Okay.
Matt, to wrap it up, I think the celebrity thing there, perfect. Great marketing, boys. Justin Bieber, Jared, hate it or leave it or love it, is great for marketing for the league. He brings in fans, he brings in another audience. Tate McRae coming in, boys. The new Taylor Swift of the NHL. Let's hope she gets locked down with.
Okay, if she's the Taylor Swift, who's the Travis Kelsey then?
That's
To be determined.
to be
Yeah,
determined.
facts.
Buddy, you're talking to Taylor Swift. She dated everybody. So, like, let Tate McRae run a train on the NHL and she'll find her Travis Kelsey.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The one
eventually.
the one thing I will say about the All-Star game that I don't like is that every team has to have a selection.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
That's one thing I've never liked. I get it. Like I understand it. I do get it, but like it doesn't really make sense. Like certain teams that don't really have anybody good, like I guess everyone's good in the NHL. You had to be there. Like you have to be there to you have to be good to
Definitely.
play in the NHL. But like there's no like I'm not gonna like Calgary doesn't have any stars. We have someone who doesn't deserve to be there. I didn't think for the longest time people that were from like example Seattle, I didn't really understand why they sent anybody this year.
Yeah.
Like there's people like that. Like they don't get it. Whereas like 5, 10 years ago it wasn't like that.
That's
Um
that's why CJ says it's for the kids, right? Because
yeah,
like
it makes
when you
sense.
see your guy, and what if Boone Jenner was your favorite player,
Oh
and
my
you're 8 years old, and he's going to an All-Star game?
Yeah,
you're buzzing.
that's actually
You're
facts.
You're
buzzing.
hooked. You're hooked for life now, as if you weren't before. Now you're like, oh my god, so cool. Like it
Okay,
Yeah.
is
Get your
realistically,
dad to buy you a $300 Boone Jenner All Star jersey.
300 would be
realistically
a
though, like
bargain.
out of the Columbus Blue Jackets, you got Johnny Gaudreau, Jared, sorry, you got Adam Fantilli, you got Zach Werenski, and you're telling me Boone Jenner is the guy?
I thought they were gonna put up Johnny Gaudreau, I'm not gonna lie.
I would take Boone Jenner on my team though.
Yeah, oh yeah, great guy, great captain.
But like
Leader.
if it is for kids and we are talking selling the league, it's Adam Fantilli.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah, exactly.
Adam Fantilli in a skills competition. I'll watch that.
That's what I was saying to Matt. They like I know Zegers isn't having the best season, but you put him in.
Skills.
Yeah, you put him in for that, just for vibes, for the
Who'd
skills.
they put in? Frank Vetrano?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Because
and you're
he's
not.
because he's the best player on that team.
Yeah, and
But
well, it's hard.
that doesn't mean that he'd be the most entertaining in the competition. It would be
Zegers
Trevor
is
Zegras all day. Zegras
yeah.
made one of like he literally changed and like just like people who do Michigans and everything. Like when kids see what Zegras did, they're hopping outside, they're flipping pucks behind the net. They're practicing that. That's why all these kids are so nasty now with the stick handles because they
Yeah,
watched other guys do it.
yeah,
That's why Petey can come in and do the Forsberg. That's why it's called the Forsberg. It's insane. Like we need the skilled guys to be front and center. We
He is
don't
about to
need the
start
Boone
calling the Michigan
Jenners.
the Crosby.
We don't need anything except for the skill guys so that we can grow. Like Arizona is strictly responsible for producing Austin Matthews,
yeah.
probably the greatest goal scorer by the end of his career, could be the greatest goal scorer that has ever played the game because Bettman believed in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have, but he did, and now we got Big Poppy. So let's go.
No, exactly, dude. I That's the thing I don't like is like you said, you want people to come and watch. You get your skill guys, even if it's like like Zegers maybe doesn't make the game. Like put him in the skills comp. It's
Skills.
the skills comp. Like what's wrong with that? And you're buzzing about that. And then Jared, just to go back on that, I in my whole heart believe. I know Matt disagrees, but Sidney Crosby was the first person I ever witnessed do the Michigan. I've ever witnessed.
2003.
I've ever
Hey,
witnessed. I
thank you
know
for
where it
saying
came
that,
from.
CJ.
I know where it came from, Matthew.
It's
I've
called the
seen
Yeah.
Michigan. Obviously, you know where it came from.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
Paul.
I've seen the goal.
For months, CJ was saying Crosby was the first guy to do it. So I'm glad you said he was the first guy that you saw do it because I was fuming every time you
What
brought
about
that
in the
up.
show? Like in the show,
No,
who's the
and in the show, he didn't do it in the show. He did it in the
No, the
queue.
first guy to do it in the show
It's
was
Svechnikov, wasn't it?
Etchnikov, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Svechnikov. Yeah.
So that's what I'm
Nah,
saying. Like,
nasty.
dude, people are gonna grow up. They're gonna be like, oh, this
Yep.
Svechnikov. It's gonna be
Absolutely. 100%.
exactly
Yeah.
right. So
Percent,
to
man.
me,
Yeah,
that's
kids
always going to be Crosby's goal.
kids over in Sweden call it the Hoglander. Like,
Yep.
No one calls it the
Shut up.
Buddy,
Hoglander.
there's guarantee you there's at least
Buddy,
one child that calls it the Hoglander.
the guys that get sent down, they call that the Hoglander. If you get sent down on a 2-way contract, like, oh, you're getting Hoglandered.
Buddy, you'd be fucking blessed to have Niels Hoglander. That guy is.
No,
On my
I
fourth
agree.
line.
I agree, but nobody calls it the Hoglander, dude.
Matt just
and-
did. Matt
yeah.
just did. That's one
Boom.
person. Hey, you know what? From now on, boys, CJ, you know what you just did? I'm never calling it the Michigan again. I know we played Shell together. I know you see me hit that move every time now, brother.
Buddy,
Every
I hit
time.
that move in that game too, and I just called it lacrosse because I don't even want to like mess with
Oh
nobody.
my god, dude. Okay,
You know what I
from
mean?
now
Well,
on.
now I just want to mess with CJ. So
No,
it's
no.
the
Yeah,
From
yeah,
now
yeah.
on,
Let's go, Patty. Let's
dude,
go.
from now on, we're gonna call it the Hoglander goal. Can we all agree? Can we
Yeah.
please just?
I
Lock
know
it in.
us three can. I don't know
Oh
about Jared.
no! You guys we all gotta call it a different player that's hit it that we like. So
No,
like
no, 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 no.
if
I'm
Maddie
in
or if Paul
agreement with
hit
the
it, it's the
Hoglander.
Hoglander. If you hit it, it's the Crosby. If I hit it,
No, no, no,
I don't
No
no,
know.
Calgary Flame that's done it. It's okay, Jared.
Yeah, I don't
no,
know. Like
no, no. It's the Hoglander now.
Let's go. Let's
All right,
go.
somebody hit
boys.
holy boys, I hit a hoagie.
Dude, it rolls off the tongue. I love
It
that.
Oh, it
does,
does.
dude.
Hitting them hoagies. Let's go.
Hoagies and bogeys, boys. Let's go.
Love it.
All right, boys. Awesome discussion for today. Great episode. We covered a lot of topics from our award winners to teams that have been doing well in the Canucks, Bruins, Oilers, Toronto, where they're going to end up, thoughts on the All-Star game. But that wraps it up for today's episode of Talk That Stick. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out our channels on our socials with TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, just keep talking that stick, boys.
And boys, I want to also say, Paul, welcome to the team. Thank you, boys.
Paul, you're a beauty. Just like his Nux.
Yeah,
Boys.
thanks, Paul, for being here.
All right, Hoagie out.
Hoagie
Oh
out.
no. Oh no. Hold on, boys. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down a league. Let me hoagie out of here.